I'm Jackie Van Ruler, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to relieve a headache without medications. So whenever I work on the face, I like to start working on the chest first. And so in this video, I'm going to use this tool here. This is a Muakate Jasper. And it's wonderful for just opening up the chest and the neck and getting all the passageways for excessive fluid to open and drain, as well as to relieve that tension. And especially if we're having a lot of headaches, it's usually because we have a lot of tension in this area, and that can leave a lot of energy stuck in our heads. And so as we relieve some of that tension, it can help to bring some of that energy down. And then I'll show you some specific points and zones that you can work on your face to further decrease that headache, even prevent getting headaches from the future. So what happens with headaches, again, is that you just have so much tension, and it just keeps this energy stuck in your head, or you may be on your computer a lot, you may be on your devices, and your eyes are just like becoming overly tense, and just from looking at the screen all the time. And so doing this is just going to help to relieve that tension between your eyes, and then bring some of that energy downwards into your body. And one thing you can really do is to really focus on getting some relaxation or doing things to help to decrease that tension. So things like really quick exercise, like a high intensity, quick bursts of exercise are really good. Anything that just helps you get like a little bit of aggression, a little bit of tension out would be really good for people who get headaches on a regular basis. Headaches tend to be really common in people who have a lot of wood element, and the wood element is all about people who like to do things. They're just like constantly doing, constantly going. They don't like to relax. They really don't like to stop. You know, they're constantly learning new things, doing new things, trying to accomplish a goal, trying to accomplish a mission. And so sometimes they just forget that they actually do need to let their body have time to decompress and relax in order to be healthy. So I'm going to start with this tool here, and I'm going to use the serrated edge there. I'm going to work underneath the clavicle, and this is just starting to open up those lymph drainage passageways. And so that's so important, because if we have a lot of tension here, if we're on our computer all the time and our shoulders are like this, and our neck's like this, then there's no way for that lymph to move, and you're just in this constant state of tension. So I'm doing this without any oils at this point, because my goal is to release adhesions between the fascia. And what happens is that when you're in the same position for a long time, your fascia is like, yay, I'm just going to help you stay in this position. And so it forms these little adhesions. Ideally, you want your fascia moving against each other really freely, but anytime that you're staying in the same position for a long time, it'll just start to form adhesions, and that's just helping your body kind of stay in that position, but it's not really what you want. Same thing happens with wrinkles. If you're making the same expression over and over again, your body's just like, cool, we're just going to hold your face in that expression because you're doing it so often, and we want you to have less work to do to get it into that position, if that makes sense. So we're just relieving those adhesions. Now I'm going to move over the clavicle, and I'm using this kind of a pointed edge on this tool. And again, I'm always supporting the skin here, because we're getting that little tiny stretch on the skin. And so you would think that that stretch would cause wrinkles, but what really happens is it prevents wrinkles. And then I'm going to take the scooped edge here and work all the way around front of the neck. Again, I'm holding the skin here. I'm getting a little bit of a pull or a little bit of a stretch there. I'll put my hair between my ears because it's trying to get in the way. And all the way up behind the neck. And if you really are a wood element person, you probably are like, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for this. But just doing these little extra self-care movements during the day are really going to help to release some of that tension and that stress that you carry around, and you'll actually be better able to get more done more effectively. And I'm just going to do that same thing on the other side. And a little bit of a stretch there as I'm pulling on the skin. And you're not pulling hard, you don't want to stretch it too much, which is why I'm moving my hand to support it with each move there. Coming up here. Now ideally you'll want to work on your neck like just a tiny bit each day. That's really going to help to relieve that tension, help open up those passageways for lymph to drain. It's going to keep you looking younger longer, which is the best part of it. Let me use that scooped edge to get in the front of my neck. If you want a more complete neck routine, I have a free video showing you the #1 thing you need to be doing to age gracefully, and that is working the neck, because the neck plays the most important role in how quickly you age. If your neck is tense and stressed all the time, you're just going to age more quickly. And if you're able to release some of that tension and that stress, you'll find that you look younger longer. Right, so that's all the neck movements I'm going to do today. You can always do more because it's always just going to be super helpful. But I just want to open up those passageways for lymph to move and for your body to relax and decompress. And then I'm going to move into doing some of the facial reflexology points. So before I do that, I like to just use a couple drops of a facial serum, facial oil. So if you have one that you like, just using a tiny, tiny bit because I don't want a lot of glide on my skin, but I want just a little bit so that I can feel the stressful points in my face. They're really just enough to just provide a tiny bit of a slip, but not too much. You can move that down onto your neck and your chest if you like to. So next I'm going to get out my detector, and there's a couple different areas we're going to work. So there's a few head zones, and this covers like the whole head. And so you may find specific points in there that feel a little more spicy or a little more tender than others. And there's a head zone right here in the center of your, kind of between your brows and your forehead. And there's other head zones right here in your temples. So we're going to start with those. I'm just going to take the detector and I'm just going to massage around in this point. And I'm looking for points that feel more tender or zingy, or that you're just like, oh, that feels really good. It might even be that hurt so good feeling. And while you're doing this, just take a deep breath. And I'm feeling a spot right here, so I'm going to just massage that for like 10 or 15 seconds. If you find a really zingy spot, you could even just hold it if that feels good. You don't want to hold any spot for longer than about 15 to 20 seconds, just because it won't make anything worse, but it can actually help it to go away and then come back, if that makes sense. So then I'm going to move into this area and find any other spots that feel tender or zingy or stuck. And if you tend to get headaches a lot, you can do this prophylactically. So you could do this, every morning before you get going or at night before you go to bed. And this can help to just slow down or reduce the number of headaches that you have. I had a client that was getting headaches a couple times a week, like migraine type things, and she started doing this on a daily basis. And I saw her about a month later, and she's like, I've only had 2 migraines the whole month, where she was getting them like 2 to 3 times a week before that. And she's like, and they weren't nearly as bad as they were before. And so this is something that you can just do prophylactically. The less you take medications, probably the less that you'll end up having the headaches, because they can actually decrease your pain tolerance, especially if you're on like ibuprofen, Tylenol a lot, all those things. So those are 2 zones for your head, so here and here. And then I'm going to show you a couple other points that you can work to help to decrease tension and the pressure in your head. So the first point we're going to do, actually going to do the liver gallbladder points, because those have a lot to do with where you send energy in your body. They're going to be on the right-hand side of your face, directly in line with the bottom of your nose, and then directly under the like the iris of your eye, and a little bit to your right. You can just work on those points. Again, you're relaxing, you're breathing, you're really feeling what you feel in your body. And then the other 2 points, there's going to be one on either end of your upper chin. So if you go right where the chin ends there, you're going to go to the side. And this is a point that releases tension It's called a muscle relaxant point, so it helps to relax all the muscles of your body, but in particular the muscles in your neck, wrists, and ankles. And then you're going to go down just a little bit further, and this is a point that helps to release tension in the head. This is great for headaches and also for insomnia. If you find that you can't get sleep at night because you just have too much going on in your head. And then the other side there. Alternatively, you could just massage the whole chin area with some special emphasis on those points. And then lastly, I'm going to show you 2 points that are specifically for the eyes. So if you're finding that you're getting ocular headaches, or you're getting headaches because you're on your devices so much, you're on your computer so much, you just have some extra eye tension, those points are going to be halfway between your inner brow and your hairline on both sides. So it's going to be about right here. And I'm feeling some good tension in there, so I'm going to massage this a little bit longer. That feels really good. So again, you can do like, 10 to 15, 20 seconds. And I'm going to do the other side. And what you can do, usually if you're working this formula, your headache's not going to go away 100% the first time you do this, but you may notice a drastic reduction in your headache. So what you're going to do is you want to decrease the pressure, decrease the tension, decrease the pain, and then kind of let your body do the rest of it for you. And then if the tension or the pressure starts getting a little bit more, then just do it again. The other eye point is going to be right where the top of the ear attaches to the face. You can just do some good motions right in there. And then I like to finish it off just by going up and down the ear. This helps to open up that lymphatic drainage passageway. It helps to set the formula into your body so that your body is using it better and using it more effectively. And I like to end by going downwards, and that helps to bring that energy downwards in your body. We'll do the other side, so working right where that ear attaches to the face. And then do those up and down motions beside the ear. And end by going downwards. All right, so I hope that helps you with any headaches that you're getting. Again, if you're somebody who just gets headaches on a regular basis, or you find that you're getting them a lot more now that you're on the computer more, or talking to friends on Zoom, or whatever it is that you're doing that's giving you more screen time, do this prophylactically. So do it before you get the headache, and you may find that when you get a headache that they're less intense, or that you're just getting less in general. So be sure to let me know what you experience, and I will see you soon.